So now we need to import the sales underscore data.csv file, and after that, instead of loading, what we need to do, we need to transform the data, because you can see here the column names are not proper here. Column 1, column 2, that is not proper. Then the first two rows you can see that is not proper, right? And then the column names are here on the third row, so we need to put them on the headers, right? And then you can see here lots of NA values are there, lots of blank rows are there, right? So we need to tackle all these things. We need to do the data cleaning activity, so we need to transform this data, and for that we'll see how we can edit the rows, how can we make the rows columns as a this column name, column 1, column 2 is this the this as a column name, how we can remove the unwanted rows, how we can remove the NA values, how we can remove the blank rows and all. So this is the topic for this lecture, where we'll learn how to transform data using edit and transform feature, editing the rows and editing the columns and making the column as a headers. Okay, so let's click on transform data. So just click on transform data and see here the Power Query editor has opened, and if you want you can make it big, okay, full screen, and see here now we can see here the first two rows are not of any use. So to do that, to remove this, because that is not of any use, we can go to transform, and then we can go to select the rows. And so to remove the rows we need to come to the home, and then we need to come to the remove rows here, and here you can use the various options are given here, but we want to remove the first two rows from this data set. So you can select this option, remove top rows, click on that, and then here how many rows you want to remove from the top, that you can give. So here we need to remove the first two, so we'll put 2 here and click on OK, and those 2 rows will be removed. So now we have removed the unwanted rows from our data. Okay, now next thing is I want to make this column, these rows, order ID, product ID and store ID, all these as a header. So to do that we need to go to the transform, and here you can find the option as a use first row as header. You can see here use first row as header or use headers as first row. So what we'll do, we'll use the first option, use first row as header. So this first row will become the header for our data. So just click on that and see here now the column names has been changed, order ID, product ID, column 3, store ID, order date, order sales. So now our data is in a very proper way, it has the column names also. So this is the way. So first thing what we have done, we have removed the rows using the remove top rows. There is another option of remove bottom rows. If you want to remove the blank or unwanted rows from the bottom, you can use the remove bottom rows, and you can put the number of rows from the bottom you want to remove. Similarly, what we have done, we have used the remove columns. Sorry, this we need to okay. So what we have done, we have used the remove column, remove rows, okay, sorry, and we have used the remove top rows. Okay, so here we have put 2, and that we have removed the top 2 rows. And then next thing what we have done, we have done the first row we have made the first row as a header. So to do that, we went to the transform, and then here the first option is use first row as headers. Use first row as headers, and the first row has become the next thing is we want to remove the rows which are not having any value. So there are so many blank rows are there, so that we want to remove. So we can we can simply go to the remove rows, and here we can click remove blank rows. So see here, now all the blank rows has been removed. Okay, so this is the way we can remove the blank rows. Okay, next thing, we want to remove this NA values. So to remove NA values, we can simply come here and we can search for NA, and we can simply select OK and click on OK. So all the NA value will be removed. For this column, similarly we can do this for this as well, and in the same way we have to do for null also. You can remove blank also. For this there is no NA, so you can check and you can remove the NA. Okay, so now our data is clean. Similarly, you can see here this column 3 has no values instead of this NA, so we can select the column 3 and we can go to the remove columns option, and we can just put on click on the remove columns, and that column has been removed from here. Okay, so now our data is looking much better. Okay, so what are the options we have, what are the steps we have followed, we can see here in the applied steps. So earlier our data was like this, there was unwanted rows and there was no proper column names, headers. So what we have done, first thing, we have changed the type, that is not required. Then we have removed the top rows, and then we have made the first row as a headers, and then we have removed the blank rows from the data, and then we have filtered out the rows. So NA values we have filtered out, and then we have removed the column 3. So this way we have learned how to edit the rows and how to edit a column, how to handle the NA values, how to filter out NA values, and how to transform the data. Okay, using the transform function here, and how to make the first row as a header. Okay, so this is the basic editing we have done. Next thing what we will do, we will check the total sales. We'll try to find it out. Okay, before that, you can see here we can change the data type from here as well. Just click here. If you want to make it like order ID is text here, so we can make it a whole number. Then product ID, let it be like this. Then store ID, let it be like that. Order date is not a date, we can make it a date type. So now it is proper. Order type, so now it is proper. Order date 2 also we can this is text, we can make it a date. You can select date time as well. Sales, it's we can make a, it's a sales. We'll see how we can handle in the this kind of situation where a 0 sales, 1 sales has been added here for each value, and it is text. We will make it a number and will remove this sales, that we learn in the next lecture. Then revenue should be the decimal number, so we'll make it decimal. The stock, it's a number, whole number I guess. yeah, okay, decimal also there. So stock also will change the data type to decimal, and then the price will make decimal. Here we are changing the data type, promo type, it's okay. Then promo bin is okay, promo type 2 is okay, and delivery date format is text, will make it to date, and then delivery date format will make it a date. Okay, so this way we have formatted everything. Okay, so we have the order ID, product ID, store ID, order date, sales, and revenue. Revenue is already a decimal number, or we have changed. Okay, so this way we have made our data set proper. We have done the basic transformation on the data. Now it's done, so we can click here, close and apply. Okay, just click on close and apply, and it will be, data will be loaded again after applying all the changes that we have done. Okay, view errors. We have the sales data here. Okay, so see you inside the next lecture where we'll try to do some more transformation.